I'm in Calenzana, a small mountain village on the island of Corsica, and the starting point for the GR20. The GR20, if you don't know, and I'm going to assume you don't since nobody seems to know what the GR20 is a 107-mile trek on the island of Corsica that goes north to south or south to north, depending on your preference, and has 40,000 feet or so of climbing. I'm planning to do it in 4 days, and I'm extremely stressed out because the very first day has almost 15,000 feet of climbing in something like 22 miles. If you thought sitting alone in a kitchen at 3:45 in the morning in a rental apartment on an island in the Mediterranean while drinking hot chocolate and eating a croissant looked lonely, you are correct. None of the funny jokes or farting that you normally get on an adventure with other people, to kind of like rouse your spirits. Instead, it's just you munching a croissant and sipping on some really concentrated hot chocolate. Today might be my single biggest day in terms of vert to mileage ever. It's possible that today I could go 20 miles, but in that 20 miles, go up 14 to 15,000 vertical feet, which would be a real quad crushing day. Walk uphill, run the flats, shuffle the downs. It's kind of my goal. But yeah, first day of the GR20. I would have left earlier, but honestly, I want to see the terrain. 4 o'clock was my goal, and so I'll probably leave here at 4 a.m. and get started. Guessing I'll have 2 hours in the dark, and then the sun will come up. Kind of mind-blowing how well marked this trail is, and yet I still am just swiveling my head around frantically all the time trying to see where it's going. It only took 2.5 hours, but the sun is starting to make an appearance, and it is revealing some stormy weather, which I kind of expected. It's supposed to be misty all day long, like less than 3/10 of an inch of rain total. I'm currently 5.5 miles in to my day with 4,500 feet of climbing, so only 10,000 more feet of climbing, and then I'll be good. I have a really not so ambitious goal of 2 miles an hour for today, and so far I've been able to stick to that. Just passed my first hut. I think that's the first of 3 huts I have to pass before I get to mine. Took 3 hours and 15 minutes to get there, which is half as long as the sign said, so hopefully that means I'm moving at a decent pace. I saw the word snow written on a signpost right there at the hut. I mean, I'm thinking the caretaker wrote that because there actually is snow up ahead. Made it to, I don't know, my first view. Even have a little bit of blue sky, so pretty optimistic. It's cold, and it feels like I'm just going around in circles in the clouds. The rocks are a little bit slippery, so I feel like also I can't really hustle up some of these rock slopes. I don't want to roll and shatter an ankle. That would be bad. So I'm taking my time, but I'm still on track for my 2 miles an hour.
Oh, the feeling of the sun on my face. Rugged terrain, clouds, high wind, feels epic. Just past the halfway mark, and I stopped at the second hut to eat a mint omelette, drink a bowl of hot chocolate. Pretty sure I got FKT in drinking my hot chocolate. A little bit behind. Like I said, I like to arrive at my hut between 12 and 14 hours, but it'll probably be more like 14 to 16. I just need to get in line for dinner. Make sure I don't miss out. I had plans to go up and over that, but once I saw the snow, and after spending the whole day slipping on these rocks, I decided not to go back to the Cirque of Solitude or whatever it's called. It's got some fourth class, low fifth scrambling, I guess, but man, it looks cool back there. The weather has been cold and pretty miserable all day. So I've got to go up and over this climb along a ridge. I don't know, up maybe another climb. I'm at 17 miles with 11,500 feet of climbing. So my day is coming to an end. I just passed my third hut, and yeah, 9.5 hours to the third hut. So not on track, but I'm doing pretty well. I have done one heck of a climb. Probably done 14,000 feet of uphill with a little bit more to go. And things are just improving because it's starting to snow, which was in the forecast, so not unexpected, but still unwanted. I can tell you right now, I'll be getting the screaming barfies. But after a miserable slog in the snow and cloud, I've reached the saddle, and hopefully I'll begin my descent to the hut. I made it to the hut just in time for dinner. Actually, I snagged the last spot at the table, or somebody gave me their spot. I didn't know what was happening because I don't speak French and nobody there spoke English, but apparently something happened that allowed me to have a spot at the table. Then it was off to bed. I freaking hate huts. They're so gross. Like, who designed this?
This is a terrible design.
I had a terrible night's sleep in this very crowded hut. Top bunk, middle bunk, sandwiched in between a bunch of heavy breathing strangers, feeling their hot breath on my face while I tried to sleep. It was a nightmare. Got up at 3, out the door at 4, and now I'm getting the sunrise. Yesterday was cold, ice cold. Blizzards, rime ice, technical slippery descents. Ended up with almost 15,000 feet of vertical and something like 21 or 22 miles. But I did get to my hut just in time to get dinner. Another cold day. This day was forecasted to have the best weather of my entire trip here. So, yay. But man, it's cold. I was not feeling it this morning. The lack of sleep, just the overall fatigue, the fact that I hadn't had any breakfast, just made my attitude lackluster. But then I stopped at one of these huts on the route and got myself an omelette and a Coke, and I feel so much better. I believe that's all the climbing for today, but whenever I come out and do these things, I'm always surprised by extra climbs. But I think I just run this all the way, I think that I'll just shuffle this, boulder hop this all the way down into town, and then hopefully find a restaurant and eat. Really gives me something to look forward to. You may remember the last check-in I did, I was all optimistic. And here I am 3 hours later, over the mileage and over the vert that my planned route had. And my battery died, which pretty much sums up how I felt at that moment, which was dead inside. I had gone nearly 48 hours without sleep. I had spent the previous night in a claustrophobic hut, the meat in the middle of a stranger's sandwich. And since leaving that hut, I had been on my feet for 20 hours, covering approximately 40 miles with nearly 12,000 feet of climbing. That on top of an already huge day yesterday. So I did the only reasonable thing I could think of, and I quit. Had a fox sneak up on me. Turning around because I saw something out of the corner of my eye, and he was standing like a foot away from me. Freaked me out.